Greetings, my name is Dave Knowles, and I'm here conducting an interview for the Huntsville Technology Channel. I'm privileged today to have Mr. Markeeva Morgan from the Advanced Defense Technology Cluster with me. Markeeva, tell me about the ADTC, please.
Sure. The Huntsville Advanced Defense Technology Cluster is a local collaborative effort designed to expose the innovation and technological capabilities of small businesses, specifically to meet the requirements of local federal agencies and larger companies. We are trying to expose and provide a platform for the small businesses here, specifically to meet the warfighter needs in a more rapidly and responsive manner.
Wow, this is exciting. How did this organization, ADTC, come about?
Well, the history of the organization is that the Small Business Administration was looking for a way to invest in economic recovery and chose to develop and establish its Innovative Economies Initiative. Within that initiative, the Small Business Administration named a number of regional innovation clusters. But the Small Business Administration also partnered with the Department of Defense to establish a number of advanced defense technology clusters, one of which was selected to be in Huntsville.
Well, then this was an honor for Huntsville to receive this cluster.
Absolutely. There are only three named: Huntsville, San Diego, and Minnesota. And so we are one of three. It is truly an honor. And quite frankly, it is more a testament to the culture and the way of doing business in Huntsville already.
That is exciting. Now you are, how do we say this? You are officially a NASA civil servant.
Yes.
Explain to me how you got into this new role, please.
Interestingly, when we had our kickoff meeting in Washington, D.C. with leadership at the Small Business Administration and the Department of Defense, there was this underlying question: who is this gentleman with a nasa.gov email address? Well, I was happy when someone finally asked the question. When the Small Business Administration solicitation was published, this community immediately recognized that while we were competing for an advanced defense technology cluster, that the capabilities and technologies available in Huntsville and in the greater Huntsville area were applicable to more than simply the Department of Defense. We have the NASA Marshall Space Flight Center here. We have a presence with other agencies as well: the Department of Homeland Security, the National Weather Service, the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, the FBI, etc. And so NASA Marshall, as well as the Braun Center for Science and Innovation and our local universities and the Chambers of Commerce, came together to truly produce a collaborative effort that showed that this region believes in all of its abilities and its application to multiple customer bases.
Now I understand better. But you mentioned the Braun Center for Science and Innovation. They have a very important role in supporting the ADTC. Would you explain that to me?
Sure. The Braun Center for Science and Innovation is a local nonprofit organization established to be a regional asset. There are some capabilities that a nonprofit organization can bring to technological collaborations that are more difficult for a for-profit business or even a federal agency to execute. The Braun Center for Science and Innovation specializes in quickly putting together teams of expertise, with the expertise coming from different areas depending on the particular project, executing that project in short order on behalf of the region. Oftentimes, focusing on projects that can then be layered to bring a stream of business to the community.
Okay. Now that I understand more about ADTC, what is the focus of what you're attempting to do in the months ahead?
Sure. Within the ADTC, we are focusing on 6 technology areas: environmental monitoring, intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance, robotics, interoperable systems, and unmanned aerial vehicles and airships, small spacecraft, innovative energy applications, and cybersecurity. Interestingly, after establishment of the Huntsville Advanced Defense Technology Cluster, The naming of the cluster provided a little bit of the final activation energy necessary to establish a technology committee within the Huntsville-Madison County Chamber of Commerce. That committee has been discussed for a while, and we were successful in establishing that committee this year. The first meeting was in January. The technology committee is also focusing on those same technology areas. A subcommittee has been established for each area. The chairpersons of those subcommittees are also the focus leads for each technology focus area within the Huntsville Advanced Defense Technology Cluster. That was very deliberate. We want to show that all of the regional thrusts are aligning so that we are working together. Out of that has come at least one already announced initiative called Cyber Huntsville. Cyber Huntsville is an effort to carve out within the entire cyber domain in the United States a specialty area where Huntsville can provide expertise in that field. Primarily, we're looking at, if you ask the question, what is it that Huntsville does best? Now, there are lots of answers to that question, but one you will hear most often is systems engineering and integration of complex systems. Well, that expertise can also be applied in the cyber domain. So we're looking at test and validation, fundamental research and development, integration of cyber systems. How do you do the testing and evaluation in a system? And so Dr. Rodney Robertson, who is the director of Auburn's Huntsville Research Park, is leading that effort. Also, in its forming stages and soon to be officially announced, is the North Alabama Energy Initiative. The individual who is the chairperson of the subcommittee to the Chambers Committee and our technology focus lead is also leading that effort. So what we want the community to see is that all of the efforts that are going on around these 6 technology focus areas within the community are absolutely aligned, and we're working together.
And they're all related in some way to the Advanced Defense Technology Cluster?
Yes. The Chamber's Technology Committee is focused on strategically aligning the entire community without respect to company size. Its goal is to position Huntsville and Huntsville businesses to be successful in competing in those 6 areas. The Advanced Defense Technology Cluster is analogous with that, except that we are focusing primarily on small businesses. So the 2 organizations are extremely complementary. As I said earlier, we consider customers to small businesses to be federal agencies and larger businesses. And so the linkage between the Chamber's Technology Committee and the Huntsville Advanced Defense Technology Cluster provides exposure to both of those customer bases, as the Chamber's Committee is made up of executives in large businesses, in medium-sized businesses, and small businesses, as well as liaisons who are senior executives within the federal agencies.
Okay. Now, what is the immediate task for the ADTC at this time?
Sure. We are busy collecting and mining procurement opportunities for small businesses. What we would like to do is to separate the chaff and the trash from the field and present to small businesses simply the wheat. And so that if an opportunity comes to you from the Advanced Defense Technology Cluster, that you can be assured that it's real. And what do I mean by real? Real is there is a well-defined requirement behind which is money.
Good.
And so we're trying to assist small businesses in minimizing the number of rabbit holes they run through before they find that one procurement opportunity. We also are looking to facilitate synergistic collaborations among small businesses that put them collectively in better positions to compete for business that already exists. And so from one perspective, you could say that we are attempting to supplement and complement the business development efforts within small businesses. The second part of what we're doing is trying to profile the capabilities and technologies within small businesses so that we can properly represent them when we are meeting with larger businesses and federal agencies. Now, make no mistake, this is not a fountain of youth. This is not a golden pill. We are one of many advocates for small businesses. We are working with the Small Business Development Centers at Alabama A&M University and UA Huntsville. We are working with the small business offices within the federal agencies. We are working with the SBIR programs. What we are trying to do is to go a step farther than some of those programs are currently going.
So then the question that arises in my mind is, how can we as small businesses assist the Advanced Defense Technology Cluster in doing an excellent job for us?
Well, the first thing that I would say is to definitely spend some time understanding what your true core competencies are and what your technologies are. We understand that, the second term in small business is business. And in order to stay in business, there has to be a revenue stream. And oftentimes, wherever there is a revenue stream, we are willing to provide that service. Simply because we are providing a service and being compensated for it, however, does not necessarily mean that is a core competency. So I've encouraged the small businesses to truly understand what their core competencies are. After that, please contact us. We are in the beginning stages of compiling all of those profiles to make them available to other small businesses, to large businesses, and to federal agencies. I would also encourage small businesses to participate in the Chamber Technology Committee. The subcommittees are still forming. As I mentioned before, there is a subcommittee for each of the 6 technology focus areas. And for those small businesses that provide more professional services, like their competencies are in systems engineering or project management, or they specialize in government accounting, which is an absolute essential skill, we still recommend and encourage you to participate, because just as you are providing that service to perhaps a federal agency, there are other businesses, particularly small businesses, when partnering together, who could benefit from those same services. So if just because you are not a, quote, technology small business, unquote, that does not mean that there is not a place for you in this initiative.
Wonderful. Now, the web address for the ADTC is?
www.huntsvilleadt.vcsi.org.
Okay. Well, thank you. Is there anything else you'd like to add to this? It's been very informative.
Well, I would like to say that we are establishing a foundation, and the message that we want to send to the community is that hopefully we will establish a metaphorical black box organization, if you will, that when you have a technology or a capability for which you seek exposure, you know where to go. On the other hand, when you seek a technology or a capability, you know where to go. I was speaking with someone earlier today, and what I would hope is for every business and individual in the region, if you come across an opportunity, obviously your first question will be, is this an opportunity I can pursue? I, as a small business, can I pursue this on my own? If that answer is no, hopefully your next question is, if I bring in other partners with me, can I pursue this opportunity? If that answer is no, then hopefully your next question is, if I make myself a partner on another team, can we pursue this? And even when that answer is no, we hope that you will then bring that opportunity to the Chamber Technology Committee, to the Huntsville Advanced Defense Technology Cluster, because you recognize it is a good opportunity for someone in Huntsville. And quite frankly, even if you don't take advantage of it, we would still prefer that someone locally pursues that opportunity. And so that's the culture that we would like to see within the community. We seek to collaborate. We seek to draw as many opportunities as we can to all of the businesses in Huntsville to offer a quote, the rising tide lifts all boats.
Well, thank you very much. It's been extremely enlightening, and I appreciate your time, Markeeva. Thank you.